Today is finally the day. As far as I'm aware, this is the first official reshell kit from anybody for the Switch 2. This is, of course, by Extreme Rate. I've worked with them plenty of times in the past. I generally think they make quality stuff. They are a little bit on the pricey side sometimes, and sometimes they have a few small issues with their shells. For example, recently did the Steam Deck shell swap, and I do have an issue with, I can't remember if L or R on the bumper. Other than that, they are pretty high quality. The plastic itself is very good, and they typically have a good variety of options for colors. I apologize if you can hear the children screaming outside. Life is awesome in an apartment building. Once Extreme Rate announced that they're officially putting them out for pre-order, I reached out to my contact and said, hey, you want to give me early access? And they said, sure. They shipped it out in like 3 days. That was awesome. And all I asked was for the deluxe set, which I've got pulled up over here. The deluxe set pretty much includes everything: the Joy-Con, the back, the kickstand, the everything. The deluxe set pretty much includes everything that you could need or want to replace in the Switch 2, plastic wise. And so I was just like, yeah, send that over to me. It goes for $38.99. Oddly specific. I don't know why they didn't go for 40 there, but $38.99 actually doesn't sound too bad. The Essence version, I don't know if they just meant essentials. I don't know. But the essential version, which basically does not include, you know what? I don't know what it doesn't include. It seems like it has everything except for like whatever this middle piece is in the Joy-Con and some buttons. I really don't know. And then down here you have just the deluxe version of the Joy-Con 2 shells, and then the essential version of just the shells. Oh, and then you've got the D-pad version too, if you want a D-pad instead of the separated buttons. But I actually like that these are separated buttons. Anyways, and you've got an essential version of that too. And then you just got the replacement for the back if you just want the back. And then you've also got just the stripes down the middle if you just want the color match stripes or a different color. Holy crap, there are so many options. And then there's just the buttons. I had a plan, but I didn't realize how many options there were. I don't think there were this many options when I initially ordered, but maybe I'm wrong. It ranges anywhere from like $20 to like $40, or even cheaper if you just want the side rail things. All of that aside, I have this before most people do, before most anybody does. There is no teardown or guides or anything for this on ExtremeRate's website. So I'm going to be relying on the iFixit guide, some YouTube videos, and my intuition. Because while I have never torn down this Switch 2 or any Switch 2 before, I've torn down a lot of electronics. So got a lot of knowledge up here. Anyways, let's get to tearing this down. We will start with turning it off. Power options, power off, and there we go. Also going to remove the Joy-Cons for a moment, and we're going to start with just tearing this down. Oh, I was sorry. They sent me what just seems to be the rail options if you just want to change this black stripe down the middle. Okay, which I honestly don't really care to do. I'm going to be doing the clear purple option. So put that off to the side. They also sent me what looks like just the Joy-Con option. And I'm guessing this is the deluxe set, or maybe not, because it doesn't seem like they have that middle plate thing that I saw. Oh, nope, it's in there. Yep. Oh, man. Okay. They have just the Joy-Con option. And then now that I've got all this set apart, oh, that is the D-pad one. I swear, if they gave me the D-pad one, I'm not doing it. Thank you. Okay. Woo! All right, for real. So let's get to tearing this down. Hopefully I didn't just accidentally turn that back on. We can take Mario Kart World out because, yeah, I was one of those dummies that decided, yeah, I want to pay extra for Mario Kart World physically. We can, according to the iFixit guide, grab the JIS00 kit or bit, or a 00 Phillips bit if you don't have a JIS bit. And that will be for these two screws around the USB. Thankfully, these screws are magnetic. That's awesome. And I'm going to assume boldly that this, is the same on the top one? There's only one? That can't be. There. Aha. Why are these tri-wing? Okay. These are the Y00. At least they are accurate with the screw bit sizes this time. I've had plenty of times going over iFixit kits that have incorrect screw bit sizes, and it drives me crazy. From here, we can lift up these things that they say we need heat for. And before I dig too deep, is this something that is actually necessary? Okay, we do. I just threw the double-sided tape off the edge. We do have two of these. That's nice in case we screw it up. I will go ahead and just try this without. I don't know if that's going to happen. Well, I'm going to get my dental tools out. I have a feeling that this is not going to be a good project for the average person. Because you either, I mean, you could probably get away with just like a hair dryer, blow dryer. But I'm gonna assume most people don't have a heat gun. Something like Extreme Rate, it's on Nintendo, which iFixit did give this a 3 out of 10 on the repairability score. And if you care about these stickers at all, you will definitely want to use some sort of heat. I was able to get under there and lift it up. Oh, and I see the sticker part came off. Well, not the sticker part, the the color part came off, and then I have to get the sticker part off separately here. That's cool. Okay, can we just wow, I'm really glad I decided against doing a teardown video on launch. I was going to do that, and now that I see that this is the fun crap you get to go through, I'm glad that I didn't end up just having this as my Switch 2. Anyways, let's do it to the other side. Gonna do the same thing where I get underneath the sticker with my really thin dental tool, because I don't care about sticker that much because I've got replacements. The sticky part seemed to come off this time with the sticker, so this one isn't completely screwed. I could reuse that if I wanted to, but okay, now that we did all that, there are two Phillips screws that we need to take care of, the gold ones, going back to the J00, and another two on this side. And then we should be able to take our back off. I think. Actually, not sure. Seems like it. Should I peek at the iFixit guide to see if anything's going to break when I pull this off? Maybe not a bad idea. But I'm just kind of lifting at the bottom here, so it goes around the USB port. And hey, look at that. Look at that. We are inside of the Switch 2. Wow. Yeah, I'm probably not going to dig any further into this because, as far as I'm aware, it's just the back half. And you know what would be awesome is if this came pre-assembled, this back half. That's probably my biggest complaint with the Extreme Rate, is that there's some things that could just come pre-assembled out the gate and they don't. Like if wait, wasn't this supposed to have the kickstand in purple? I thought we were gonna have the kickstand in purple, man. Doesn't look like it. Why does that one have a color matched kickstand, but the clear ones don't? That's dumb. Almost makes me not want to swap. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm thinking about keeping the buttons anyways. I think some people are gonna be upset with me for not doing the buttons, but I don't know, man. I'm here to make it my way, and you're along for the ride. Okay. I'm going to go rogue here and just assume that I need to take these 4 Phillips screws out, and that should take out our beautiful, wonderful kickstand. Why is this side stuck, but the other side came out beautifully? There we go. Okay, that was actually pretty simple. Okay, cool. Our kickstand is working. Seems like there's a little bit of flex in the plastic. Okay, there's flex in both of these, but I feel like the kickstand didn't flex the plastic as much, but maybe it'll be better when we install it back onto the Switch. Okay, I'm going to get these sticker things out, and I'm just gonna match it to the original. So we've got some strips down here to install. This is all like heat protection as far as I'm aware for the plastic, which definitely is going to make our clear plastic shell a little uglier, especially as I kind of crease that there. And we get a big old square right around the SD Express, the micro SD Express slot, which is right here. And it's lined up like right there. Okay. And is that it? I think you just get double of those stickers. That's nice. I'm not seeing where these little sticker. Oh, right there. There's one right there. And there's kind of a cutout for it, but I don't see the other one. Maybe that's just it because we got two sets of the other one. So there's that. And there's the big squishy sponge tape. And that will go right there. Got it crooked, kind of like the original. Okay, then I'm assuming we're gonna have to remove that screw, but we do have a new version of this. So we'll see how this comes apart like that and like that. Okay, okay. We open this up. Oh, okay. So while we don't get actual black or color matched hinge, we can cover these up with that. And I know I'm not messing with that. We got a power button. We've got rubber feet. We've got, I don't even know what that is. This thing and the volume rocker. Oh, that's the IR thing. Okay. So is there a way for us to remove this metal piece? Or am I just gonna end up, if I can't easily remove this, then I'm just going to reuse the black one. It seems as though it is not simple to remove. So I am just going to reuse these pieces. And I know it's going to upset some people because they're going to be like, well, I want to know how well all the Extreme Rate stuff fits. Oh, don't lose that screw. That's so tiny. No. Okay. That only took me like a minute to find. I'll use the purple one for this. Why not? Doesn't really want to go around that very well. Did I have it? Do I have it backwards? I might have it backwards. I have it backwards. Okay. So you're going to want to have the piece this way installed. Good to know. And then it seems like I'm going to reuse the exact this piece. I don't know. I think it's just like an IR cover for the, or not IR, but for the light sensor. Oh, that doesn't want to come out like at all. That's crazy. Why doesn't that want to come out? Okay. I guess I won't reuse that. I will use the Extreme Rate included one. The original one legitimately will not come out. Hopefully that doesn't mess with my light sensing capabilities. Then we can put the power switch in. That is upside down. So the power switch, the little nub sticks in towards the volume, and then the volume rocker sticks in, that same pointy piece sticks in towards the power button. I'm going to lift it like this so they don't fall out. And then we should not have, do we not have membranes included here? I don't think we have membranes included. So we will be using the original membrane here. They don't even include membranes for the Joy-Cons. Interesting. Okay, from here, I think we're actually, oh, now one more thing. Unfortunately, we need one of these heat protector stickers on this. And I'm gonna have to cut the video now because the fuse on my power supply for this whole thing just tripped. That's what that beeping noise is. So I get to split this into multiple recordings. Awesome. During that brief break, I just installed the sticker. There are little corner marks for you to be able to easily lay that in. My apologies for doing that without you. Now we're gonna put the rubber feet in and then we can put this all together, back together, and it just sticks in the other way. I'm like looking at the original back half, and it seems to me it would go in with the thinner top, the thinner flat side as like the corner piece. This is all really hard to see. It looks like it goes in like this, but I'm really struggling to insert it. Okay, so I can get it in. I can put it in like that, and then it seems like I can just squish that in. There we go, like that. And that was only somewhat painful. Okay, I would say I wish that they just pre-installed those, but they do give you the choice of black rubber feet or the purple ones. But also, you could just give me the purple ones pre-installed. If I want the black ones, I could rip them out of my original console. Please tell me I did not lose the other purple one, 'cause I'm not doing it where it's one purple and one black. That's just ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here, but this fatter end in. That's the wrong side. There we go. I put this in, jam it in there, that, and then really out of focus like, I will just try and jam the other side in. Thank you, Klutz, for subscribing. And now you're in the video. Welcome to the second channel. Even though you're subscribing to the main channel, and that's why you're. I need to just get rid of those. Anyways, that the entire front half put together, and now we can put it back in here because we are done with this. So I'm going to put it in like this, where it's lined up with all of the top stuff. I guess I will leave the cart slot thing open and all of this stuff pressed in, and then I should be able to press all of that back down like that. And okay, you know what? It's not so bad, but at the same time, it's like so much of this cool stuff is covered up by the the shielding that it's like, is it really necessary for me to have a clear back to it? I don't know. It is kind of lame that again, it's not Extreme Rate's fault. It's just like just kind of lame. But I'm gonna start with putting this guy in up here. Then I'm going to do these two guys down here. Then I'm gonna do the gold ones on the sides and the other side. And then I will screw in these with the tri-wings. Then we can close that and we are done with that. Let's see, volume wheel. It doesn't get stuck. I don't know why I called it a wheel. It's a rocker. Those buttons don't get stuck. They're not hard to press. And hopefully I didn't just send it into some safe mode by spamming the power button 5 times, but it definitely works. So we'll get in here and we can turn up the volume, turn down this. Yep, this is working as expected. And the power button works as expected. Cool. Zero issues there. Just a eyeball. I'm not seeing any weird fitment issues, no gaps, no nothing. This is actually pretty freaking good. Now, am I still going to see that flex that I was feeling earlier? No? Okay, cool. It just needed to be fully screwed in. I think the only like issue with fitment that I'm seeing is that the kickstand isn't like super flush. But honestly, I wasn't paying much attention to if it sat super flush on the Switch in the original shell. But my gut would honestly just say that it should sit flush, and it does sit flush on the original Switch too. But I can't really go back and look without disassembling it again and reassembling it, and then I just don't want to do that. I don't care. So from here, I'm going to okay, minus side. This is the minus side. So I'll take one of these off. Whoa. And just peeling it off like that does make it so it's sticky. So we will just push it all the way up against the bottom there. And that does make it a little hard to get around the connector, but we did it and it's fully inserted. Cool. Then we can do the plus. I'll do the same thing because I care more about lining it up perfectly. Then, oh, that was easier that time. Oh, no, 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 no. Code red, code red. We didn't get it perfect. How do I, there we go. Okay, okay. Wasn't my best placement on the plus side, but again, they give you 4. I don't think that was just a me thing. I don't think they gave me special treatment. I don't see why they would. But yeah, cool. Initial thoughts on just the back shell are pretty good. Disappointing because looking at it dead on, you can't tell anything changed. But I guess if I'm like playing it like this, you can see it's different. But again, all the shielding here, not ExtremeRate's fault. It's just kind of lame. So maybe go for one of their designs or their solid colors. But I went for this because I just didn't really want the soft touch that comes with the solid colors and the prints. This is just dyed plastic for the transparent ones, so it feels a little bit nicer to the touch, and I'm gonna be less worried about it scratching. So that's why I went with that, because the soft touch is more susceptible to scratches. But we are done with that. We can put that over here. And oh boy, do we get to do the freaking Joy-Cons now. Let's start with this one for fun. We got Tri-Wing number 1, and we got Tri-Wing number 2. And is that enough to pull these apart? You would think. I would think as well, because where else? Oh yeah, under here. How does one get underneath this little guy right here with his dental tool? And that's why there's double-sided tape for that, because it's clipped in rather weakly. And then we can see another tri-wing screwdriver. This is the screwdriver. And then, of course, let's swap back to Phillips for this one right here. I was gonna do both of these at the same time, but I think to see about fitment stuff, I am just going to go with this one first, and then I can compare and contrast. Then I'll probably just zip through this other one. Is there another screw under the sticker? No. Okay, that was just weirdly stuck over there. What went flying? Oh, the button. Okay, and again, this is where some of you are not going to be happy with me. I'm not replacing all these because I do want some contrast. I don't like the idea of having the blue and the red on a purple shell, so I am going to replace this, but I'm going to keep the black buttons and sticks. So there is that. We should be able to just pull this out. It's probably, wow, really strong double-sided tape. Schnikes. Okay. At least the tape came off with it. I'm tempted not to unplug that, so I don't think I will. Put that off to the side. And then we've got, should be all Phillips head from here on out. I am going to take off this piece real quick. That's a long screw. And does that pop off? Not yet. There's another Phillips head right there. Does that pop off now? Close, but something's holding it in. Okay. We'll go for this screw here and these two on the side. I'm recording, right? Okay, cool. Guess I should have just unplugged that to start. And now how do we get this? Do we unscrew this? Do I need to remove the battery? No. Okay, I'm gonna go look up a guide. Okay, so you can take a spudger or something and get underneath the button. And he popped that out really easily, and that just blew up. Great. I really don't know how that spring went. Awesome. That goes in like, how in the world did that go in? I would assume like that. That makes the most sense. Okay. Anyways, we can from there, and this one will come from above that. And then can we take this out? We can take this piece. For the love of, seriously, he just like popped that out. How no? He did. How? How is this not just popping off, dude? Oh, because there's a freaking screw in there. How did I not see that? Because it's a freaking black screw surrounded by black plastic. My God, Nintendo, I know you don't want people in here, but criminies. Okay, there comes everything. Okay, now I should be able to take this piece off, but don't rip it out because there's this guy. That's going to be fun to plug back in later. And there goes that, and the button came off. I'm just going to go ahead and put that back in. There's really no need in my eyes for that to be clear purple, so we're going to leave that as is. And we are going to pop this out and pop that out. So you'd think we'd be able to pop this off, but for some reason that's a no. So I'm going to unscrew that and that. Just pretty much all the screws holding the motherboard down, which seems to be five screws, all the same Phillips 00. And we can also unplug this ribbon cable for the stick. And we will need to, oh my God, we will need to unscrew the stick. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. There we go. There's the Joy-Con board coming out, and that's what that looks like. Put that down for a second. We can finally remove this. And don't worry, there's more to disassemble because we get to disassemble all of this. And there's 4 gold screws for this. Nikes. How long are we recording here? This is the 24-minute mark, and we're not fully disassembled yet. There's all of that comes out. There's this spring for the button. There's the connector for the Joy-Con, and then we can push the buttons out. Look at that. We're fully disassembled, I think. Okay, so we disassembled the left Joy-Con. So let's get out all the left Joy-Con stuff. I don't know. I think this is all the right Joy-Con stuff. I don't know, actually. I have no clue because they're both labeled the same thing. Oh man, this is so hard to do without a tutorial guide. Okay, they did not paint the metal magnetic SLSR buttons. Just fine. I'm going to pull these apart, screw that, and that. Pull this out. And for now, I'm just going to focus on these parts. Okay, that's what all this noise is about. So, why is so much of this? So much of this could be pre-assembled, I feel like. And there's just so much crap everywhere. It's like it's overwhelming. Like really overwhelming. Okay, this does say L on it, but then this is R. So okay. Looking at this right here, these are fully enclosed. That, okay. And this can go in like that. Why is this not done in the factory? Because it's difficult as sin to do. Why is this not done in the factory? This will literally take me most of the time to do. The inside is on the inside, baby. And oh, ha ha ha! It's not like it's going anywhere. Why is that not pre-installed? Okay, where's that little button? Found it. The sync button, I think that goes in there, and I hope that looks like it fits. And then that's for the camera thing or the mouse, the optical sensor. That's what that's called. And then I think this can go in now. We want, huh? No. This to go in spring on the longer side, spring down in the hole. Don't send fly. And then we can take, oh man, I don't know which side SL is on. SL, does it say? Okay, this is gonna be L. So this would be R? No. Yes. Okay. R. That's also R. Where's L? Give me an SL, please. I'm still awkwardly holding the pin with the spring in. I actually kind of let it slip, and then we can. Oh wait, no. We need to also put this business in there, and then okay. This spring pin doesn't need to go in yet. I just hurt my hand for nothing for all that time. Now we should be able to put all of these in as we slot out the LED diffuser. Oh, oh my good lord. Okay, now I pushed those in the LED diffuser. Okay, that took me 10-15 minutes. We're still not done. Okay, this is the piece that goes over it. It's like this, and I'm assuming this slots in. No. Okay, it goes just like in like that. Because that just went in like that. Before we actually click that into place, we now do this and slot the pin in there. And we need to have, it kind of has like an arrow shape, and the arrow needs to be pointed the same direction as that for it to go through the hole correctly. And I perfectly line that up. And then we can hold that down because it is a spring. Then we can take that first of the gold screws. Oh, you are kidding me, dude. For some reason, both of my cameras decided to freeze. Don't know why, but yeah, make sure that the pin is fully in its spot when you're screwing it down. And then you can screw the other 3 screws down. And then we can test SL and SR. They seem to click in fine. This seems to click in fine. Cool. Oh boy, that was so much work. I don't know what those are. Once again, oh, it's these pieces. Well, I'm just gonna. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, my back hurts so much right now, so I'm like extra impatient. So I have to unscrew those 4 screws, take out that plastic piece, and then reinsert this stupid thing so I can actually connect my Joy-Con to the console. Wired. It's not really a wire, but anyways, let's see if we can just unscrew these 3, lift up the thin plastic without breaking it, and slot that bad boy in. The other question is, okay, pins are gonna go in like that. So we want it to be in this orientation. Okay, makes sense. Oh, that's legendary. Okay, just gotta slot this ribbon cable in the hole. Hallelujah, dude. Is it supposed to be bent like that though? I don't know. I don't remember. But I can't wait to do the other side off camera. But we're putting it back together. The other thing, this is the biggest problem I have with the Extreme Rate kit is this for this stick not pop this off. Oh, that's probably why they didn't do it. It doesn't seem like you can pop the stick top off in any way, which means you are stuck with this stupid colorful rings around your stick. How do they even do that if the stick top doesn't come off? Interesting. Well, that really sucks. And that's why that's not included because this doesn't come off. I don't like the idea of having the red and blue on the purple Joy-Con. Again, not Extreme Rate's fault, but annoying. It makes me almost not want to do this for the Joy-Con. But I really don't want to just go through all of this crap that I just went through again to like reassemble it. So we'll see. It's either I do it all again for the other side or I do it all again to make it go back to normal. Now I gotta reinsert the stick here. Now that I did that, oh, this is so annoying. Okay, from here we can go back to this, and I'm going to take out the D-pad. And what is this? The screenshot button, the chat button, the home button, screenshot button, and minus. And like I said, I am not reusing the or I am reusing the buttons here just because I want contrast. It's not out of laziness, I promise. I just want the contrast of the buttons. And again, some of you will probably be upset because how are you supposed to know if the buttons are any good if I don't install them? Then that I would say maybe go watch a different video. This video has been annoying to record thus far, and I'm realizing before I screw that down, I need to put this in first. Then I can put all of this business in, or I guess I need to put the board in and then I can slip this underneath the board, but still like, I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know how to describe how I put that back in, but I'm going to screw it down now with the 5 little black screws for the motherboard. I don't know if that was one. That I believe was one. We'll do the sticks right now as well. I know specifically which ones those are. Gotta make sure that my cameras don't freeze every like 5 seconds now. Stick is installed once again. Sure, that one was one. I'm pretty sure that is one. This one and this one. Now we're good. And now we can try to plug this difficult one back in. That was difficult. That was not as difficult. I will lift this up because I have a feeling that will be difficult to reinstall. And then we should be able to, you know what? I'm going to take this out so I can plug this in first. And then I can lock that down. And then I should be able to slot this back in. And then I need to slot the L button in, or that's the L button. The L button in one way or another. But I also have to kind of lift that plastic piece back up. And that is honestly one of the easier L buttons I've installed recently. And now I'm like, how do I get this ribbon cable to not stick up? I don't think there is a way. Moving on. And then this piece goes back in like that, and that's probably where it's going to fix itself, hopefully. That ribbon cable, sure. And we can screw this long one down in there, I hope. And then there's this one. It's a tri-wing, and that's an outer one. I think maybe that goes in that hole. And this one goes in there. This one goes in there. Assuming this long one goes in this spot here, since it's the highest point. Assuming this also goes in. I would say that I would assume that goes in there, but it's not really screwing. Oh, because it's not a. It's just like a post. It's not a screw hole. Okay. I would assume that these two are the last silver screws. Right there and right there. And then not exactly sure where this screw goes. Maybe down in here. I should be able to put this back in there. And I guess there isn't really much travel there. And then plug the battery back in. And you've got to be kidding me. Okay, thankfully that's simple enough to solder. So I will get my wire stripper out. I'm gonna have to actually solder. I did not think I was gonna have to do that here. Okay. I guess you should unplug the HD rumble motor because it is a weak wire. But we can strip that, and then we can just simply solder that back down. That's a interesting smelling solder. And then we can get the, where's the back half of the shell? Right over here. And we can stick this back down here. Nope, it is stuck down like that. I don't know how much it matters other than just getting the thing to put or go back together. And let's make sure that those wires aren't going to get pinched, or else we won't have a working rumble motor, as we have to put one last thing in. Where's the this guy? We can plop that back in like that, and it's that simple, I guess. Cool. And then we can hopefully put all this back together. It kind of clips together nicely. Since we have the Phillips out, we can do, I think there's only one tri-wing. We've got the silver one right here. Shouldn't be a problem. We've got, nope, that's tri-wing. I actually think it's all but tri-wing on, I think it's all but one tri-wing there. And so I will put that like that. And then I'll put that like that. And then there's one more. It goes in right there. And somewhere around here, there should be stickers. Oh, yeah, that's on the floor. So I'll take from this one. We can peel that off. And I'm assuming it goes all along the edge there. I'm going to redo that because that obviously goes in like that. And that lines up like so. Then we can somehow do this freaking peel. I may have done that backwards. But again, we don't have a guide. So we're going to just do it like that. And I think that is the left Joy-Con done after almost an hour. And I think the SL and SR button. Nope, I was going to say I think they're upside down, but I think I nailed it. Cool. I am going to live with the Joy-Con for a few days and tell you what I think in the full review. But so far, all of the buttons seem to work just fine. Pressing all of them feel great. It does not feel like I messed anything up. And it all looks good. So yeah, again, I don't know if the buttons would be worse or better if I changed out the hard plastic ones for the extreme rate ones. But I like this contrast over this picture that they have that's just a render of all of the buttons matching the shell color. I just like having this contrast. So I will play a bit with this setup, and then I will see you in the full review. At first, I was like, oh no, it's stuck. It's because it's attached. I will see if there's any quality of life improvements, downgrades, anything like that. It'll all be in the full review. And that full review will also let you know whether or not this was all worth it. So far, I think it looks decent. I think this looks all right. I think the initial thing for me that's kind of hard to get past is all these freaking grid lines. I think it doesn't look the best. It's a little disappointing if I'm honest. You know, maybe you just go with a non-clear version and you're okay with soft touch plastic. We'll do one last run here. This all these buttons are still working. So well, I think I'm also supposed to like stick these down, but I don't know how you do that. Stick that down for your glides. Oh, okay. Well, oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry, I'll have to throw this in here later, but here are the double-sided tape pieces for the mouse glides. I think they're all just circles because it makes it easier. It's a little hard to get to line up, but it's not too bad. This will be a little bit harder to line up. Oh, I can just put it, I'll extend that and I can remove the yellow piece and then I can put this glide down. I don't know if that's actually the term for these or not, the glides. They're like the mouse feet, the thing that makes it slide easier. Oh, I'm also noticing a little bit of wiggling in the plastic there that I don't think that is definitely not present on the actual Joy-Con. It's a little wiggly there. That's kind of disappointing. Oh, that might bother me. Okay, for real. So I'll see you in the full review. Linked somewhere on screen right now, but definitely in the description if I forgot to put it on the end screen. Bye bye.